One moment, please. This is Rebecca.
Hi, sorry, it's Christy.
That's okay.
That was my mistake.
That's all right.
Okay.
But I did try to call you, so I did notice that your phone wasn't working. When I tried to call, I was calling to talk to you about the therapeutic contact with Amberly.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, and I am not happy about this either, that you have not gotten to talk to her in a while. So I am trying as best as I can to get those resources worked out to where contact can occur. And at the time that I was calling, I was looking into seeing if a Missouri therapist could do it and supervise if we could just find a third party to supervise. Was trying to get it worked out to where that would be possible, so that way you can have contact with Amberly. But as of today, I received permission from ICPC to be able to close Amberly's case. So I'm actually petitioning the courts to close Amberly's case, not Samantha, just Amberly. And if the case closes, then you can just have direct contact with Amberly, and you'll have to just go through Tom. And I know that you talked to Tom by email. So I think the issues with Amberly is going to resolve itself pretty quickly. Once I know for sure if I'm able to close it, you'll receive a letter in the mail. But that is what it is.
Then I work with Tom or whatever, and what do we do about custody, being that I have custody of my children?
Well, you don't have custody of Samantha. James
has
custody
that?
of Samantha.
How is that? I mean, I know that that Merrill said that he signed a secret deal with Judge Justice last August, but how and when did that happen? How was it legal? How come I don't have any copies of it?
Well, I'm not sure why you don't.
Is what Merrill said is true? It was a secret deal with Judge Justice last August.
Well, I don't ever.
Well, he'll lose his job, you know.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, Christy, I don't have anything to do with custody.
That's not how I work. You have knowledge that I don't have about me not having custody of my children. So, I mean, can you tell me how, what, when, where, and why? Am I supposed to be provided with copies of this stuff? Or is it just a mystery and I find out later? Well, okay, but hear me out for a second. I don't get notified of custody hearings. I'm not entitled to that information. Okay, well, Children's apparently Division neither am I. So, okay, well, hear me out. Children's Division is not associated with custody cases. Okay, so when custody cases are heard, I don't know. I'm assuming that you would have been properly notified. I'm not sure how James got custody. I'm sure he went through the legal court system. That's impossible. I've had full custody, but I don't know. He disappeared for 13 years. Okay, and now I'm finding out because of Mike Merrill's mistake, admitting that to Judge McConnell, who really didn't give a shit, but what they did was illegal. You can't just go give custody of somebody else's children away with it's not even on record. Can you show me where this agreement is on record? Not based on Children's Division records, because it's I don't have anything to do with the custody case. That's what you're not hearing. Who does? Children's Division has nothing to do with the custody case. Okay, so who does? Where do I get a copy of the Missouri courts? And I believe you should have been provided a copy of the custody orders. Okay, well, I wasn't. So you're telling me if I contact who in Missouri courts? I'm writing this down. I don't know. Contact. I would start with the clerk's office, but I don't know who's supposed to provide you what. I don't work for the Missouri courts. I work for the Children's Division. So are you saying what Mike Merrill... You don't have anything to do with the custody case. Okay, but are you saying that what Mike Merrill said in front of Judge McConnell last month is true, that he was able to get him to sign an order behind closed doors last August? That's not what I heard discussed at court, but okay, what did that may hear? Be your version of it. What did you hear?
I heard that they had a custody hearing and that James Keddington was given custody of the girls. That's not what you heard, but that's what I heard.
When was this custody hearing? Because I didn't hear anything
Christy,
about it.
I just answered that question. If you want to ask me a different question, we can have a conversation. But you can't ask me the same question 10 times. I'm going to give you the same answer. I don't have anything to do with the custody case.
Okay, so you're saying you don't know when the custody hearing was?
That is correct, because I am not notified of those because I have nothing to do with that.
Okay,
Children's Division has nothing to do with the custody cases.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, I'm just trying to understand this. So you're saying I call the court clerk.
That's who I would start by calling. If you did not receive a copy of what the custody paperwork is, then I would start by calling the clerk.
Okay. All right. I'll do that next then. So the court clerk at that court right there, you're saying, right, in Forsyth?
Yes.
Okay. So custody was given away of of Samantha, but not of Amberly, right?
Okay. On Samantha, I have copies of the custody papers.
Oh, you do?
Shows that James has custody.
Great.
Yes, those were
so where
provided.
Can I get
those
a copy?
were provided. Those were provided to me through his attorney.
Mm-hmm.
I don't attend the case, but they were provided to me through the attorney.
Isn't it
so I know
illegal?
that he has custody. Not if the dad's attorney provided it to me willingly.
No. What about me? Shouldn't I have been notified?
You should have been, and I'm sure. I'm assuming that you were.
Well, I wasn't. So how do I get a hold of Mike Merrill then? Obviously, I have to take it up with him since it's his job I'm going to be going after, right?
No, I would contact the clerk because the clerk's office will give it to you.
Well, you're telling me you have papers. So can you tell me a date? Can you tell me when, where, anything like that?
No, because I got the papers. I got the papers as a courtesy through a release provided by the father.
Through a release? What do you mean?
Well, anytime I get information like that, it has to be released by a parent. So James consented to release that information to me.
Okay. Now, when I started filing motions with the court, and you were there in the meeting when Joe was telling me, well, Christy, they're not going to look at it unless you serve all of the parties properly, right? Well,
correct.
How come I was required to serve everyone, but he was not?
What are you talking about?
Okay. Did I not have to serve you and everyone else, Merrill and everyone else, my motions?
Well, Chrissy, I'm not an attorney nor am I a judge, so I don't understand how that process works. That's why Joe was courteous enough to explain that to me.
I understand, and so I followed his directions and did what he said. I just nobody else has to follow that.
You did file those motions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The custody
I'm just wondering why the rules are different. Custody is pretty big, but when I respond to your stuff, I'm required to serve it to every single one of you, but you're telling me that they can just go get custody without anybody knowing, and they're not required to serve me. Don't you find that a little bit off?
Somebody knew because somebody attended court, and I know that you don't check your mail very frequently, but I'm assuming you would have been served.
Yeah,
I'm not the court. I'm not. That's not the way that it works for me.
It didn't happen, and you don't serve people by mail. You actually have to have a return receipt, in instances of custody. So somebody should have served me physically. That didn't happen.
I don't know. I obviously I don't work for the court, so I don't have an answer for you.
Okay, all right, but you do.
All I know is I have custody papers in my hand for Samantha.
Okay, so where can I get a copy of that?
I can't from the clerk's office.
Okay, but wait, aren't you supposed to be providing me with all of this stuff, like case plans and all of these things that I haven't seen for 8-9 months?
I am required to provide you copies of everything that's affiliated to the Children's Division case, and you are sent something every month
from
Children's Division. That is true.
And
you mean a little note saying I'm going to come to your house on this day, tell me if that's good or not, and the kids are doing fine, have a good day? Are you telling me that's my case plan and that's all of the paperwork that you have regarding my case?
I am required to provide you copies of things that affiliate with Children's Division, which you have.
Like
and custody case has nothing to do with Children's Division, as previously stated. I got those papers as a courtesy. You will have to get them through the clerk's office. I cannot release them because they are not directly affiliated with the Children's Division case.
Okay, well, where's my case plan?
Well, you are more than welcome to set up an appointment, and we can set up another case plan if you'd like.
Well,
in regards
wait a minute, I thought you already did that, though. You already did that. Tom got one. How come I didn't?
Tom has a current case plan. We redid his recently, and James has a current one that we redid. Yours could be redone at a home visit or here at the office, and I'm more than willing to set up an appointment with you if you would like. But we haven't been doing home visits because the times haven't been working for you, and we can set up a new written service agreement with you. Yours has expired.
Oh, okay. See, now, my case plan, and I've talked with people within your system, and they were telling me, I guess the purpose of the case plan is a reunification, right? And they're supposed to be, well, Christy, if you do this or you do that or go take this class or do that, then we can give you your children back. According to the supervisor, I'm the only person that's never received a case plan like that. Can you tell me why?
Well, I don't know what supervisor you're talking about, but I'm guessing if you spoke with my supervisor, she would have informed me of that. But let me just tell you this. The case plan in this
a little bit higher
up. This case plan is reunification with a parent. And that parent is James and Thomas.
Okay, but wait a minute. James and Thomas were not on the scene at all, ever, for 11 and 13 years, respectively. So tell me how that could be part of the case plan and you can leave me out of it entirely when I've been the full-time parent all of those years.
Well, Christy, I have to reunify with the custodial parent.
Okay, I was the custodial parent.
So if you don't have custody of the kids, I can't reunify with you.
Okay, but you're not answering the question. You stole custody away over a year ago. Now this is the question. How come there was no plan for my children to be put back home with me where they have been for the past 13 years?
Christy, there was a service agreement.
Yeah, you said
the service agreement expired.
I did that. I did your psychological evaluation. I paid $850 for it. I did everything you said. You didn't order me to take any classes. There never was an option for my children to come home, and I want to know why not.
Christy, the plan was always reunification. It never changed from that.
That's not true.
It's reunification with the custodial parent.
You give me an option. Christy, if you go take an anger management class, you can have your children back. Christy, if you go do this, you can have your children back. I'm the only person that has not happened to. I want to know why.
Okay. Christy, the case plan is reunification with the custodial parent. The custodial parents are James and Thomas.
You're playing semantics. They're not the custodial parent. That just happened, and I was never even given notice. So you did this behind my back. This is the question I'm going to ask again.
Christy, I have nothing to do with custody.
Why was there Look, I have always had custody, okay? Do you not understand English? Okay? I raised my children solo.
You have a good day.
Years.
I'm not going to talk about this anymore. Okay? I'm not talking about custody anymore. You have a good day.